What is going on, y'all? It is the Caveman back at it again with another video, and I know I'm late with this video because the Buccaneers and the Cowboys just played yesterday, and I wanted to put the video out yesterday, but the recording corrupted and I couldn't. For what it's worth, I did pick the Cowboys, so I'm starting off 0-1. I'm going to give you my pick'ems for the rest of this week. I do plan on making a pick'ems video each and every week. I'm going to go through, give you guys my winners for every matchup each week, and I'm going to tell you how I did the week before and just have an accumulated record that you guys can follow along with. I usually do pretty good at this, so we'll see how I do this year. But before we get into the most accurate pick'ems on the internet, you guys know how I roll around here. Monty applesauce, if you're ever hungry, thirsty, whatever it might be. Monty applesauce will satisfy whatever satisfy you looking to satisfy you with the Caveman guarantee. I promise it will never fail you. Let's get into some winners. So I might as well start with the matchup that already happened last night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the Dallas Cowboys on a game-winning field goal. The money line favored the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a lot heavier than I really thought it should. That money line is powered by FanDuel, not sponsored, but powered by FanDuel. And I really didn't understand that because I thought the Dallas Cowboys had business being in that game, and they truly should have won it. I mean, they had plenty of opportunities to take the W in last night's game. I don't want to recap it too much because we all watched the damn thing, but do you think that Chris Godwin catch was offensive pass interference or not? I want to know your thoughts on that down below. I'm starting off 0-1. Let's move into the games that actually didn't happen yet. Moving into the Sunday slate, I'm going to start with the Buffalo Bills hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've talked about this game all week. Obviously, being a Bills fan, I think the Buffalo Bills should come out with this game. They are favored as well, as they should be. I mean, the Buffalo Bills offense is just way too explosive for the Pittsburgh Steelers to keep up with on either side of the ball. I don't think their defense is going to be able to stop the Bills, and I don't think their offense is going to be able to score enough points to keep on pace with the Bills offense. So, with that being said, this should be a decisive victory in favor of the Bills. Moving on, we got the Battle of the Birds. The Philadelphia Eagles are being hosted by the Atlanta Falcons, and this game is favoring the Falcons, and I'm going to go against the grain here and take the Eagles. This is tough. I can really see it going either way, but the reason I'm taking the Eagles here is because of their defense, and I think it's substantially better than anything the Falcons have to offer on that side of the ball. The Eagles defense only improved this offseason. They added Steven Nelson to help out Darius Slay in the secondary. They also added Ryan Kerrigan from the football team to add to that pass rush and that monstrous defensive front. And that's without even mentioning Jalen Hurts, who I think is going to have a decent season this year. I know a lot of people are kind of down on him right now because he didn't look great when he got thrown into that dumpster fire last year, but now that he's had an entire offseason of preparation, he's got a Heisman winner at wide receiver, I think he's got a lot more help around him, and he's going to be ready to ball out this year. As far as the Falcons go, like I already mentioned, their defense is just putrid. They have Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley, but Matt Ryan is on a slow decline. I think their offense is going to be okay, but their defense is just going to be so bad, their offense will be able to keep pace. With all of that being said, I am shocked that the Falcons are favored in this matchup. I'm going against the grain with the Philadelphia Eagles. Next up, we got the revenge game of the year. The Carolina Panthers are hosting the New York Jets, and I think Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson are ready to unleash the anger and frustration that the New York Jets caused them for wasting the first portion of their careers. The Panthers are favored in this game, as they should be, because I think the Carolina Panthers are going to be relatively competitive, not just this year, but in years to come. They are a very young team, and they have a bright future. Nevertheless, Robbie Anderson was like the only wide receiver that Sam Darnold ever established a relationship with over in New York. Now they're together in Carolina, and they also have DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey, as well as a very young and strong defense. And yes, I understand that Zach Wilson looked decent in preseason, but this is quite the mountain to scale in your debut. I think the Carolina Panthers and Sam Darnold with Robbie Anderson are going to want to beat the brakes off the New York Jets. I think that's exactly what's going to happen, and the favored Carolina Panthers walk out with a victory. The Jacksonville Jaguars are traveling to Houston to be hosted by the Houston Texans. This is the ultimate shitter bowl if I've ever seen one. Well, the money line does favor the Jaguars, and I do agree with that, but I just can't help but think that there's some way that the Houston Texans walk away with a victory here. It just sticks in the back of my mind. Tyrod Taylor isn't the worst quarterback of all time, so if there's a guy that could find a way with this awful roster, it's going to be him. It's just that the Jacksonville Jaguars have not been so convincing to me whatsoever. Travis Etienne got hurt. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look that good. I think Urban Meyer's a complete meathead. Their defense is miserable, and I'm not acting like the Texans are any good, but if there's a week for the Texans to win, it's going to be this one. But I am going to hold my horses here for a second. I'm going to take the favorite Jacksonville Jaguars, but I would not be shocked if the Texans managed to find a win and go 1-16 instead of 0-17. The next matchup I got right here is the Tennessee Titans against the Arizona Cardinals. I think this one is a little bit more decisive than people are going to realize. I think Derrick Henry is going to pick up right where he left off, and the Tennessee Titans are going to run away with this victory. Despite all the offseason acquisitions by the Arizona Cardinals, I don't think they have have a chance at stopping Derrick Henry. They also lost Pat Pete in their secondary, and the Tennessee Titans added Julio Jones. Who the hell is stopping A.J. Brown and Julio Jones? And who the hell is stopping Derrick Henry? This is going to be a problem for all teams that the Titans face, and I don't think the Cardinals have the personnel to stop it. I like Kyler Murray a lot. They have DeAndre Hopkins as well, but I just think Derrick Henry's going to control the pace of this game. Tennessee Titans, who are favored, walk out with the victory in this one. Next up, we got the Washington football team hosting the Los Angeles Chargers, and this might be the closest matchup that we have all week. The Washington football team is favored in this matchup, but once again, I am going to go against the grain and take the Los Angeles Chargers just because of the uncertainty surrounding the Washington football team offense. I have extremely high expectations for the football team this year, but I could say the same thing for the Chargers, and I just don't know what we're going to get from Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's just so inconsistent. He has the ability to be like a top 10 quarterback, but also a bottom 5 quarterback at the same time. You never know what Ryan Fitzpatrick you're going to get on a weekly basis. I also think that Justin Herbert is going to avoid the sophomore slump. They have Derwin James finally healthy. I think this team is going to be very good in the AFC, and I have them taking down the Washington football team in the first week of the NFL season. Next up, we got one of the most lopsided matchups of the entire weekend. The San Francisco 49ers are traveling to Detroit to beat up on the Lions. They are favored in this game, as they should be. I just don't think the Lions have much going for them for obvious reasons. I think this game is going to be super boring. Jimmy G's just going to turn around and hand the ball off 50 times. The 49ers defense is just going to continuously shut down Jared Goff and the Lions offense. Yeah, this is going to be a lopsided win for the 49ers without a doubt. Moving on to one of the last few 1 o'clock games that I have to talk about, the Seattle Seahawks are being hosted by the Indianapolis Colts, and this is going to be a very, very good game. I am going to give my vote of confidence to the favorite Seattle Seahawks because of the uncertainty surrounding the Indianapolis Colts offense and quarterback situation. Just like the Washington football team, I just don't know what to expect, but I do have high expectations for both offenses. Just like my track record has shown, I don't like uncertainty. That's why I didn't go with the football team, and that's why I'm not going with the Colts. Not to mention that Carson Wentz is coming off that injury. I'm not sure if he's 100% healthy. Same thing with Quentin Nelson. And I mean, we know what we're getting with the Seattle Seahawks. It's just a safer bet at this point in time. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Russell Wilson. It's just a safer choice to go with, and I'm going with the favorite Seattle Seahawks. Second to final 1 o'clock matchup that we got features the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Minnesota Vikings, and I think the Vikings are going to win this game decisively without a doubt. I genuinely fear for Joe Burrow's safety. Like, actually, I'm scared for that kid. I really hope he doesn't get killed again, but nevertheless, I think the Vikings offense is just going to blow the Bengals defense out of the water, and the Bengals offense is not going to be able to keep pace. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and Dalvin Cook are 3 of the best in the game, and they're all on the same team. Their defense is just the thing that's been holding them back over the last couple of years. Now that they're healthy going into the season, they also added Everson Griffin back, and they got Patrick Peterson from the Arizona Cardinals. This defense could be sneaky good. So maybe the Minnesota Vikings make some noise in the NFC. Nevertheless, they should have no issue with the Cincinnati Bengals. Vikings without a doubt. Our final 1 o'clock matchup features an AFC East showdown. The New England Patriots are hosting the Miami Dolphins, and this is going to be a game that Buffalo Bills fans want to watch. If Cam Newton was still the starter for the Patriots, I would maybe consider the Dolphins to win this game, but Mac Jones is a starter. He's the most game-ready rookie coming out of this class. I think they're going to beat the brakes off the Dolphins. I might be being a little harsh. The Dolphins are a little bit better than I give them credit for, but Tua Tagovailoa hip replacement sucks. I think their defense is overrated. The Patriots should come out with this victory. Moving into the 4 o'clock matchup, we got the Denver Broncos against the New York Giants. This game is relatively underwhelming. It's going to be pretty boring and probably irrelevant. I would consider taking the Giants any other week, but they're just not healthy. Barkley's not healthy. Kenny Galladay's not healthy. I heard Evan Ingram's not healthy either. I know the Broncos are shutting Teddy Bridgewater, which is the worst move I've ever heard, but still, I just don't think that the Giants are healthy enough to come out with a victory here. I'm going with the favored Broncos. Moving on to another 4 o'clock matchup that features a little bit more pizzazz. We got the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. This is also a game that I think would be a little bit better if it was later on in the season. This game is neither home or away, and that's something important to mention because it was supposed to be in New Orleans, and they're dealing with the Hurricane Ida. I hope all of those people are doing okay in Louisiana. That looks absolutely horrible to live through. I couldn't even imagine, so prayers for them. I do think that the Saints will be decent this year, but like I said earlier, I think if this game was later on, it would be a lot better. Michael Thomas is not going to be in the Saints lineup until like week 6 or 7, something like that, because he's on the PUP list. Not to mention that Jameis Winston hasn't played in a game in 2 years, so he's probably got some rust to shake off. Well, a regular season game. He played in the preseason, but you get my point. And the Packers are on their last dance bullshit. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams have the best connection in football right now, so I really have no doubts that they'll be able to put points up on the Saints defense, which is very good, but the Packers offense is just going to be better. Aaron Jones will have a good game. This game is going to the favored Packers without a doubt in my mind. Now, this is the game I've been dying to talk about. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns are going to provide us with the rematch of the AFC divisional game, and this is going to be a great week 1 matchup. Now, I have to say, I'm extremely shocked that the money line favors the Chiefs as much as it does, although I agree, and I think the Chiefs will come come out with a win. If there's a team that can beat them right off the bat, it's the Bills or the Browns. The Browns defense improved substantially. They added Jadeveon Clowney. They got JOK. They also added John Johnson. I mean, their defense is looking pretty fresh, to be honest. And they also have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, the best running back duo in the NFL. And they're getting Odell Beckham back. This team might be good. It's all contingent on Baker Mayfield. But nevertheless, like I said, I am taking the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think they'll allow themselves to start off 0-1. I mean, when's the last time you've seen the Chiefs with a losing record? Let's be honest. Alrighty, folks, only 2 games remaining to predict. This Sunday night matchup is the most underwhelming thing on planet Earth. The Los Angeles Rams are going to stomp. The favored Los Angeles Rams are going to absolutely destroy Andy Dalton, the Chicago Bears. It's not even going to be close. This is the worst Sunday night matchup for the first week I've ever seen. The Rams are already heavily favored, but it should be like minus 1,000 in favor of the Rams. Like, the Bears actually have zero absolute chance in this game. Like, literally zero. Like, Andy Dalton is going to get devoured. He's going to get eaten alive back there. Like, there's no chance the Bears come out with a victory here. Like, who decided that this would be a good Sunday night matchup? Like, come on. This is just, it's just horrible, man. Like, this is Rams all day, all night. Like, come on. Moving on into the final game of week 1, we got the Baltimore Ravens against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I would say that the Baltimore Ravens would steamroll the Las Vegas Raiders before all of those injuries happened. Now, I'm a little bit skeptical. The Ravens are still favored, and I still think they're going to win, but I just can't help but think that they're going to be out of kilter. They're going to be out of sorts, still dealing with all the injury trouble, and I think there is a chance the Raiders could come away with the victory here, but it's a small one. The Ravens' defense is still pretty damn good, and I think the Las Vegas offense is going to struggle to put up points against them, and I still think Lamar Jackson is going to put the team on his back and make sure that they do not come out with a loss in the first week. So yeah, this game is going to be relatively entertaining. It's not the worst Monday night game of all time. I think the Raiders will give the Baltimore Ravens a fight, but I think the Ravens will come out on top. If last night between the Cowboys and the Buccaneers is any indicator of how the season is going to go, it is going to be an absolute blast. I'll throw my final pick'ems right here on screen. Let me know what you disagree with. Let me know what you agree with. Any thoughts you might have, leave them down in the comment section below. Like I said, I'm going to do this on a weekly basis and keep you guys updated. Let me know how you guys are doing as well down in the comments. Let me know how your win-losses are going if you guys are doing them yourselves. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, and I hope you did, please like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If you want to hit the bell to be notified when I upload, I would appreciate that. If you want to go to Twitter, follow me over there. I would appreciate that as well. I'm a part of the built-in Buffalo content creation team. If you enjoy Buffalo Bills content, be sure to follow and subscribe to us on any social media you might have. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.